to another episode of this podcast. I'm your host, Hernan Rodriguez, and then this is my guest,
Marco Merida.
And then before we start off the episode, I would love to pray. So let's do it. Dear Lord, I just want to pray that we have another beautiful episode. This is episode 21. You know, I'm super blessed that we're able to record these episodes and we're able to, you know, provide and keep recording videos. I pray that we keep giving you guys advice and, learning and growing. And I pray that we keep, growing this podcast. And yeah, in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
What is going on, everybody? So welcome back to another episode. I know I already said that, but this is my best friend, Marco.
Hello.
We've been friends since sophomore year. I met him at school, and he's just always been there for me. Ever since I met him, we just been really close. So, bro, how you been, bro? You been good?
Yeah, I've been good. Just getting ready to graduate. Grad night is Friday, so
yes, sir.
Super excited for that.
There you go. Yeah. We graduate next week, bro. How you feeling? How you feeling to graduate high school? Tell me about it, bro.
I mean, I'm nervous to graduate, but I mean, it's gotta happen. You gotta grow. I remember being a freshman. I remember being a sophomore too. But when I first met this guy, I remember just like, man, I want to graduate. Like, hurry up. I want to be an adult already. But now that it's coming closer and closer and closer, it's like, I don't want to be an adult anymore. I just want to be a kid. I just want to be a kid.
Yeah. No, yeah, bro. I totally get you. I feel the same way too. So tell the audience a little about yourself, bro. Like, what you love to do. Just give us like a brief, All
right. Well, I've been knowing him for the last 2 years. Been going to school for all my 4 years. I love sports. I love basketball, football, baseball. Getting really into football and baseball recently. Especially because of this guy right here, and my other friend Alex. I love baseball, so I got into baseball because of him. I feel like, and learning sports also helps you like network and like get to know other people as well. Another thing about me is that I'm gonna go to Chicago for my church's missionary trip. And then after that, I'm going to college.
Yeah, that's good, bro. Let's talk about that missionary thing, bro. Because I know that that's really cool what you're doing. So just explain to us what is missionary? Like, what were you gonna be doing?
So my church is called Victory Outreach Riverside. Victory Outreach is a really big corporate, but my church is very small. And the missionary thing, I don't really know what to describe it as, but it's like half missionary, but also half finding like your relationship with God and really being in tune spiritually as well. So I will be going for 6 months to Chicago, traveling throughout all the East Coast, such as Boston, Philly, Detroit. And I won't have my phone during that time, so it's going to be hard because I'm going to miss texting my girlfriend, miss texting my friends, my parents, Those are the people that really, like, keep me together, Those are, like, my guys, my family, Even if they're not my real family, they're my family, so it's going to be tough. But, I'm just going to have to learn to put everything into God's hands.
No, yeah, that's good. I think that's really cool that you're going to missionary and, you're giving yourself 6 months to, get your strength and, your life to God, bro. I think that's really, really powerful and very good. I know that you go to church. What are you like in any because I know that when I interviewed Angel, he was a lead singer or he was a
worship leader. Yeah.
Worship leader. Yeah. Are you like any of the leaders at church?
I'm not like any of like the leaders at church, but I would say I'm a leader, like just in the way I carry myself. But I do many things in my church. I help like the nursery with the babies.
Okay.
The kids gang with like the little kids. I help with media. I also sometimes help with the ushers. And, any little thing, if it's helping cook for the church, helping take out, like, when we make tacos at church or, the pulpit, I do anything and everything that my church needs me to do.
Yeah, bro, that's good. Do you like doing it? Like, do you like volunteering?
Yeah, of course. I think, it says in the Bible, you have to be a servant. You have to have a servant's heart. So I just love giving. Especially if my help can help someone else's burden go down, I'll 100% do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's good, bro. So I kind of want to ask you, some questions. So the first question I kind of want to like really talk to you about and ask you, like, out of like these 4 years in high school, because I know that you've been through like so much, and I feel like everybody has been through their own things so much. What's like the biggest thing you learned, bro? Like out of the 4 years, you'll say, like, out of the top of your head, bro.
Probably getting out of my comfort zone.
Getting out of your comfort zone?
Do you want me to explain it, or?
Yeah, bro, explain it.
Yeah, probably getting out of my comfort zone because freshman year, I've always been like a loner, very introverted. Growing up, I didn't really have a lot of friends. I've had one friend my whole elementary and middle school experience. And going into freshman year, especially going from LA to the IE, it was like a weird transition. I didn't know anybody, and it was during COVID as well, so everybody was like getting really weird. And it was just, I still had to learn to kind of like move on from LA and going to the IE. And then I had a girlfriend who he knows. That's how he met me. I was with her for 2 years, and she was very extroverted. So I really like let her do all the talking, let her do all the explaining, and help me talk to people. And if we were to go out, she would like talk to everybody and do all these things because I was scared to do it. But honestly, I think her leaving me was probably like I think that was like the best thing that could ever happen to me, because that broke my heart, and then I had to like learn to grow and learn to be more extroverted. And oh, sorry, I need to burp.
No, you're good.
But now it took me a long time to become extroverted, but now I'm very social. If my freshman year self would have seen me now, he'll be like very surprised. Me and this guy, we went Skills USA to internationals at DECA in Orlando. And doing that, you need to like be very like charismatic and extroverted. And I do everything my school needs me to do. I do, and honestly, I also want to give props to this dude. He's very charismatic and all that, and having really good friends. Also, that their energy on you helps you be better.
Yeah, for sure, bro. And then speaking of DECA Skills USA, I would love to talk about that, but we're unfortunately going to talk about that in another episode because I want to bring in my other friend, Alex. He was in our group all the years that we've been doing it, and I would love to talk about it and explain about it when he comes in the podcast. So it'll probably be 3 of us in the future for sure.
100%.
But bro, yeah, that's really that's crazy that the big change over the 4 years, bro. Like, you were this introverted and this like that didn't really want to like really shy into this person now that's like extroverted, that that wants to talk to everybody, that wants to meet new people, wants to make new friends, and wants to keep having that positive energy, bro. I think that's really like motivating, and that's very hey, that's very good, bro. I'm like really, really proud of you, bro.
Thank you.
Because you grew like from freshman year to senior year. You grew, bro, and that's very powerful, bro.
Thank you.
Of course, bro. God bless that, bro. That's amazing.
I'm glad God has helped me get out of my comfort zone. Especially in we go to school about business, and trying to be an entrepreneur. We have to be able to be extroverted and getting out of our comfort zone and being able to speak. And also, with being a missionary, I have to go up to people. People are gonna tell me off, cuss me out, and people are not gonna believe what I believe. But at the end of the day, I just gotta be like, you know what, it's fine. God loves you, but at least I tried.
Yeah, exactly. And as long as you're trying and God sees that, bro, then then He'll see that the love that you put into the world, bro.
Yeah.
Because He sees everything. Yeah. Yep. So I heard that you're gonna go to college after missionary, right?
Yep.
So what's your plan in college? Like, what are you gonna major in, bro? Tell us more about that, bro.
Yeah. So I don't know where I want to go yet. I probably will go to like a Cal State, probably Cal State LA, but hopefully maybe CBU or UCR or Cal Poly Pomona. That'll be my goals. But I'll be going into mechanical engineering because I want to be an aerospace engineer. I want to work for NASA, JPL, more specific. They make really good money. They make like 145, sorry, $180,000. I think last time I checked. So they make good money, but also just in case I don't become an aerospace engineer, mechanical engineering is like super versatile, and I could go into like car mechanics, airplane mechanics, like train anything to do with like mechanical things. I can be able to do.
Yeah.
But I try to get a master's degree.
Okay, that's cool, bro. And the master's degree is like
6 years.
6 years. Okay. So you're gonna do 6 months missionary and then 6 years in college, right? Okay. Dang, that's long.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's long.
Probably
bro.
I'll probably get like my bachelor's and then get into an internship because I feel like experience matters more than the degree.
100%, bro. Like just as if you're getting advice from someone else that's more experienced, bro, it's like
Yeah.
you always wanna follow someone that's more experienced, and that's pretty cool. I like how you have a plan for yourself for your future, and how you're gonna go into these what is it I can't pronounce it. The mechanic or
Mechanical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Of course. We're gonna take a little break right now. And yeah. Sponsor is Low Key Hats. Low Key Hats is a special business that sells you hats, fitted hats, snapbacks, hat pins, and chain hat pins. So if you guys are looking for any new hats, some clean hats, some fresh hats, even hat pins, or even more, go contact Low Key Hats. I have their QR code above me, and then I'll put it down in the description. And so go contact them. If you guys DM them fresh hats, then they'll give you a special discount. Hope you guys have a good day and continue the episode. All right, hello everyone. This is back from our break. Just wanted to take a little break, a little breather, but from what we were talking about, the college thing, that's really good, bro. So I kind of want to, go. I know we've been talking about faith this whole time, but I kind of want to go back into that conversation. So, when did you know that you were gonna go into missionary, or you even wanted to go?
Okay. So, dang, sorry, I didn't know before I got here. That's why I'm a little like burping. I realized I wanted to come in December. This last December that just happened. Because I've been going to my church since I was like a freshman too, and all my friends were going to the UTC, but in different like countries and stuff. Sorry. And like I was like, no, I don't want to go. It's a waste of time. And I'm the type of person who really needs like a plan A, plan B, and plan C. I need to be like kind of in control of what's happening. And me going to the UTC, made me not in control. It made me know that it's like anything can happen during that time in Chicago, or wherever I was gonna go. Well, now it's Chicago. But before I left so my church class has something called a winter retreat, and it's where all these like high schoolers and young people go to, just love God and enjoy themselves with other people. A lot of people go over there to get a godly man and godly woman, which is not good. But I went, and at this time, well, I think I'm not gonna go into the detail, but basically before I left, at our Bible club at school, I asked everybody to pray for me, for me to really figure out what I'm supposed to do. I don't know. I had it in my heart that I'm gonna find out what my future is gonna lead up to during this trip, especially because I'm a senior, I'm gonna graduate. So I really prayed it, and then I prayed on the way there. I kept praying like, God, just really tell me what I'm meant for, what I'm really meant for, and what I have to do in life. And when we went, all I kept talking about and everything was just about going to the UTC, going out of your comfort zone to other places, and just like really spreading the word of God. And then they even had people who found out about God from other people who were spreading the message, the gospel from the UTC. And the one place that was really being told to me was Chicago. I kept thinking people were trying to tell me Mexico, because I'm like, oh, but I don't know why. I think because in my head I wanted Mexico low-key, but I just kept hearing Chicago. And then the pastor from Moreno Valley, Pastor Josh, he told me, he was telling me about his experience, because he didn't want to go to the UTC either when he was 15, 16. And he was just telling me that one day it just clicked in his head, and he said that the verse that really stuck to him was Jeremiah 29:11. And basically what that verse talks about is just that God got you, God, whatever you're worried about, your future is in God's hands, basically. And I was like, dang, all right, that's amazing. And then, go by a little bit, and then someone else tells me the exact same thing. That exact thing he told me. And then you also mentioned Jeremiah 29:11. And I was like, dang, okay. I started remembering what he was talking about. And I was really upset that day. I remember one day I was just really super, super upset. I don't know why. I was upset for no reason. And I was like, I don't want to go to service. I'm just going to stay in the cabin, because we're in the mountains and no service at all. And I was thinking, should I just tell my mom to pick me up? I don't want to be here no more. I spent all this money, but I don't want to be here. And I just told myself, you know what? I'm going to go. Something, if it doesn't change my mind, or anything happens at the service, just, I'll go home. And when I went, I remember just breaking down. I was crying. I was I've never cried. I think everybody knows me. I'm not a crier. My mom only seen me cry 3 times in my life, and I was breaking down crying during that service, because I just realized that I was called to go to the UTC, and everybody that was up there was from Chicago too. And the one lady I asked about her thoughts on Chicago, thoughts on going to the UTC, she went to Chicago too. She's from Villachino, and I was like, dang, you know what? I think I know what God wants me to do. And then when I came back down, it was a family dinner, and I told my parents, I was like, guys, I'm just gonna go to the UTC. And they were shocked. They're like, what? We had an hour discussion, because my mom is very supportive, but at the same time, my mom loves me. She doesn't want me to leave. But my mom called me every single day when I went to Arizona with him for 4 days, and that was a big thing. So me now going to Chicago for 6 months, but only being able to call her once a week is dang, yeah, So yeah, that's
wow, bro. That's an incredible story, bro. Damn. Yeah, that's that's crazy that well, I'm sorry, I don't even know what to say.
You're good.
One thing that I got is how I love how that at first you didn't even want to go, right? Mm-hmm. At first you didn't want to go, you didn't even want to do it and everything, and then when people was praying for you to for your future and everything, then this exact thing clicked in your mind.
Yeah.
Saying oh, you should go. I think that was God telling you this is a sign for you to go. And I think that's very, powerful and very damn, it's I feel like it's a eye opener.
No, yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's an eye opener because you asked, and how God says it ask and you shall receive, right? You ask and then you receive what you wanted your future to be. And like, wow, like.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean,
like you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, it makes sense. I'm still nervous.
Of course.
When I told my mom, I was nervous telling my mom that. I was like, Mom, I don't even want to go. I was telling my girlfriend, like, I don't even want to go. Like, I'm scared. Yeah. Like, I was telling her, like, maybe I shouldn't go. Maybe I'm tripping. But honestly, this is my first time having a Christian girlfriend.
There you go.
But honestly, I really gotta thank her a lot. She doesn't know like how much like she means to me, because it doesn't sound weird, because I already knew God wanted me to go, but if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't go, because when I was having doubts, she told me like, you know what, as much as I'm gonna miss you, you gotta do what God needs you to do, and it's God, like basically it's God over me, and whatever God calls you to go and what He needs you to do is what's best for you in your relationship. And I was like, dang. Well, that's a woman of God right there.
Dude, I mean, having I think that's really rare of having a woman of God, bro, because you don't really see, girls freaking telling you that, bro. Like, that's really, really rare. Like, you see online how all these girls do OnlyFans, or they're posting themselves, or, they do this, they do all these bad things, bro. Yeah. And I think, you finding the right girl for you, bro, it's really good and healthy for you. May I ask how you're gonna handle your relationship while you're at the missionary? Is that okay?
No, if I ask you that? No, yeah, 100%. Okay. That's good. Honestly, I don't want to say we're gonna thug it out, but I guess that's like the best explanation I can give. What I was told is that I might have my phone. I think it's more likely, especially because the one I'm going to, we're traveling through like all the East Coast, and I think they're gonna make us bring our phone, because we have to call our parents and stuff. Yeah. And the pastor told my mom, that one from Chicago, said we're gonna have some like online days, because especially one of my mom's concerns was how am I gonna apply to college while I'm over there? And he's like, oh, you're gonna have online days. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So, and if I do have my phone, I'll be able to text her, And I know she'll miss me and stuff. Whenever I have my phone and I am able to text her, I'll text her. If I'm able to call her, I'll call her. It'll probably be like once every blue moon if I am able to, because my main focus there is being a missionary and really strengthening my relationship with God. But I really think that this is going to be a true test to see if we're meant to be or not, because if she doesn't see me for 6 months and she's still in love with me and she still wants to see me every day and she still wants her future with me, then I know that this girl, she's gonna be there like for me till forever.
Thick and thin, bro.
Yeah, if she's there for me during our worst moments in our relationship. I'm not saying it's worse because we're like bad, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If she's there for me during the bad, I know 100% she won't be there for me in the good.
Oh yeah, 100%, bro. Yeah. That's. Yeah. To me personally, bro, I think that's really cool. I can't do it, bro. Like me, I don't like doing long distance. I mean, I've done it before with my, with my past girlfriend, but I mean, it worked out, but I just don't. I don't know. That's it's just me personally,
Yeah.
But that's I love how people could do long distance. I give them really high respect, because it's a hard thing. A really, really hard thing to do. And if you do long distance, bro, you could do anything, bro.
Yeah.
You just gotta put God in the middle of you and her, bro. And I think that would be, the reason why you'll be like success in your relationship, or be good in your relationship, bro. If you put God in the middle. And I know that you and her been going to the park to like for a Bible study, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's really good, especially that before that you're going. Like, before you're going to missionary, I think that's really good that you spend time with her while you learn about Jesus himself, I think that's really inspiring to me.
Yeah, that was a big like thing I needed, and that was a serious talk I had with her before she became my girlfriend. That was a big thing I needed her to realize, because like my ex-girlfriends, they're always like, yeah, and they're like whatever about it, and they're like, oh no, I respect you and stuff, but they would never like push me in the way of God, and I think her also wanting to have God in between her and I is another like good thing. It's another good sign in my opinion.
Oh yeah, of course, bro. I mean, having a girl that has the same faith as you and that believes in God it's a highly good sign of a highly independent woman, bro, because of the value that God teaches, bro. Because what God teaches us is to be independent, to be to always love him, to always pray, to always do these good things, to always give, to always love, to always respect each other, and always love your neighbors, right?
Yep.
And I feel like if you live by the values that God teaches you, then your life will become easier because God is there to take those hard things out of you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, I understand.
Yes, sir. Yep, preaching on my podcast. Let's go.
That's right. Pastor Hernan right here.
No, Pastor, but I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say anything, but
hey, God's will will happen.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, one of my goals is I recently just got out of a relationship, and I think it was kind of best for me because just the path I'm going into right now, it's like better for me because I could get something off of my shoulders. I'm not saying it was like really heavy, heavy or like a really bad thing, but like it's just I don't know. I just didn't really need or want a relationship right now, and I think that if because I believe in fate, of course, and then if it's meant to be, then we'll be back together in the future. I really believe that. But if it doesn't, then it is what it is. I can't really do anything about it.
Oh yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
I agree, yeah.
But we just gotta leave. We gotta keep moving forward. Live our lives, live to the fullest, bro, and keep striving to be that man of God that God always wanted us to be.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And we gotta just keep our heads up. I'm glad that I'm really happy that I'm really close to you because because our conversations that we have with faith is really powerful, and you teach me a lot too. You make me realize my rights, and you always tell me when I'm on my like doing my bad things, if that makes sense. But I'm really glad you're a really good friend to me, bro, and yeah, you always call me on my shit. I'm gonna be honest, you do. You tell me when I'm being, and we're not perfect, but you always gotta have that friend to call you on your stuff,
No, yeah. I mean, I think everybody needs a accountability partner, like even like me, or even Angel, like we both love God, and we both would do anything for God, like we would I would die for God. Like if someone would come here like, oh, you're Christian, I'm gonna kill you if you are. Like I'll do it 100%. I won't be scared to die, because I know I'm dying because for God, but I still mess up every day, like I still struggle, especially as a teenager, like our hormones, we're testosterone.
It's hard. It's hard.
It is.
It's hard.
Hey, it's like everybody makes Christianity seem like it's like all perfect, anything, when it's really not. Like that's when you get like tempted the most, like I've never been as tempted as I am. I never been super tempted till I became a Christian, like lust is like lust, always been like the number one thing.
Yeah, I think that's like, I'm gonna be honest, this is like the number one thing I'm having trouble with right now.
Mm-hmm.
And to all like the people I'm really close with, you guys know that, and you know, I'm just having really trouble with lust, but I'm trying to, you know, this is how I learned to self-control and to keep, you know, praying when you know I get tempted for lust, you know. Every time I get tempted, I try my best. I'm not saying I do it every time, but I'm saying that every time, not every time, but most times I will try to pray, you know, to for God to take away my lust and my temptation, so I don't sin, you know.
Yeah, I mean, lust is like the biggest problem
Yeah.
for young men and even girls too. But I mean, I'm not a girl, so I don't really know for sure.
Yeah.
but,
No. Yeah.
But I know for guys, like
I don't
it's
want to. Yeah.
like even when I first became a Christian, like I lost my virginity, you know, like
Yeah.
and that's like really like you just gave your life to God and you're doing all that, like you know, and it's hard. It's just, but it, in my opinion, I feel like if you're trying, like if you're truly trying, then that's all like Jesus wants, you know, like you obviously putting God, but the word of God is like the word of God, you know. If you're doing something that is the opposite, then you're doing bad. You're sinning.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, everybody sin, like he said, you sin every day, you know. But you know, I think if you're really trying, if you're honestly trying, because God knows your heart, He knows if you're really trying, if you're not trying. But if you're like putting 110% into not trying to do one thing, and you accidentally do it, it's bad, but it's not like bad, if that makes sense.
No. Yeah.
Like God will be like, you know, because Jesus came to become a man, so He knows what we feel. He'll be like, you know, he'll tell God, like, you know, I know what they feel. You know, it's I don't know how. I don't know if I'm
bro, you're
explaining
making
right,
sense.
but
Yeah. You're cooking, bro. You're cooking, bro.
I think trying. Like I think just trying and like trying your best and trying to follow the word of God is just the best thing you can do.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I totally agree with you. So I kind of want to go into, you know, because I know we just talked about lust. I want to talk about us being like greedy, and I want to talk about revenge. But let's start with greedy first. What you think about us, you know, the teenagers being greedy, and how should we like? Because I know, you know, us teenagers aren't perfect, and we tend to be greedy. How can we fix that in a way? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Or like, just give us your opinion.
like being greedy, like I think just, I think obviously just like praying, you know, of course, just praying is like, if you're really like struggling with one problem, I think praying is like the best thing to do. You know, being greedy though, like even like the most humble person is still greedy. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pretty humble. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. But in my opinion, I am pretty humble. But you know, the other day I was like feeling super greedy because we're having a senior award night tomorrow, or probably when it comes out, it would already happen. But we're having a senior award night tomorrow, and there is an award called Entrepreneur of the Year.
Yeah.
And I don't know the qualifications for it. And how I feel like the school's trying to interpret it, because I've been going to school for 4 years, is like who's done like the most like going out businesses, and I don't think it literally means like being an entrepreneur. If it is that, then Hernan, you know. But when I said Entrepreneur of the Year, I was like, what the heck? That should be me or Hernan. If it's Hernan, I won't care. Like I would not care at all. But and then I didn't get an invite for senior award night. And I'm like, what the heck? I've been going to the school for 4 years. I'm like one of the OGs in school, because we go to a charter school, and I felt like I've done the most that anybody has done for the school. No one, in my opinion, no one has done more for the school than I have. You know, I've done every Chamber of Commerce meetings, every expo, the Megaplex Expo, Skills, DECA, tours for the school. I've been in multiple clubs. I've done AP classes. I've done with him. We've had like 5.
Yeah.
Maybe if I've had 5
Yeah,
AP
we literally
classes.
have. Yeah.
But like, if it's him, I wouldn't care because he's also been there doing the exact same things as me since sophomore year, you know. But I felt like I deserved it, or I deserved an award as well because I'm like, bro, I've done everything for the school, you know. I was getting really, really mad. I ended up getting an invite to the thing.
Hell yeah, you better have, bro.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was about to go to one, like, the
principals?
Yeah, and, like, say something, because I feel like, bro, you done so much. Like, you've been, been going to all the, all the meetings, and you've been going to all the events, and whenever our teacher would need something, bro, you were literally always there, always available, always there to go. And you'll always even, volunteer to do, some things. Even, our friend Alex has to. And you guys will meet Alex soon. But because I don't.
Kind of an airhead.
I know. I know that we keep bringing him up and you guys don't know who he is. He's actually, the cameraman behind us. He's, the cameraman. But, all three of us has been doing a lot for the school. And I feel like, like, you should at least be recognized for doing it, bro. Like, you deserve it, bro. Like, you done a lot for the school, bro. Like, I don't see any other students really doing what you're doing, bro. And you deserve it. Of course, bro. I mean, I'm just trying to speak the truth because it's the truth, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's why but then after a while, I just, like, put on my notes. I need to stop being envious.
Yeah, I think being envy is our enemy, bro.
Yeah, cause like, that's like really like I think like when you do a lot, and then you don't get recognized, it makes you feel like that, and I think that's also a test.
Yeah, I mean, I mean personally, me, I feel like sometimes I do be envy, like. I see, for example, my cousins. They owe, like, okay. So for example, right, I have a sister, and I feel like she like doesn't treat me as well as my cousins, and then sometimes I'll be envy because I do want to have a close relationship with my sister, but sometimes she just kind of makes it hard for me. And whenever I see her with my cousins, she just acts a little different. And she, like, acts, like, more chill and more like, better towards them. And then I'm like, over here, I'm like, damn, I wish, my sister could treat me like this because, I love my sister. I love my family. I'd do anything for them. And, the way, sometimes I be treated, I feel like I don't even deserve that. But, it is what it is. I can't really, I don't want to change anything, force anything, like sometimes I do be, I'll have talks with my sister, but I feel like nothing ever changes. Yeah. So it is what it is, bro. I mean, but that's like one of my examples of envy. But I sometimes have situations I am envy, but I do, try to pray on it to be envy. I'll pray that, that I don't want to be envy. I do want to be happy for the people because I never want to, be unhappy, or I don't want to say, oh, that person doesn't deserve that thing that they got. I always want to be happy, because I feel like God will not reward us, but like He will like give us the same energy as we give other people energy. Like if we give other people positive energy, then God will give us like positive, in our lives. And and I know what you mean. And I do believe, in that, in my opinion. 100%. And that's kind of like my thing on envy. I agree. I'm greed. But your example, I really do think that you deserve all, like, most of the words, bro. I mean, bro, you literally go out, like, outside the school and do things for the school that other students don't be doing.
Yeah, I mean,
like, I don't even be doing myself. I mean, bro, you go over and beyond, bro.
I love my school.
That's truth. Hey, that's true school spirit right there, bro.
I
I mean, like, look, like the way you dressed today, bro.
Yeah, the way I dressed today was big proof that I.
Yeah, so we have like senior spirit week this week for our like last full week of high school,
Yeah.
and today was what?
Senior Citizen Day.
And then you dressed like
everybody told me I looked like one of our teachers, Mr. Swita. And
Yeah.
it didn't help. He's not fat, but I put my backpack in my chest,
Yeah.
and it made me look like a big belly and stuff. I look stupid. I look super retarded. Oh wait, I can't say that. Sorry.
You're good, bro.
I can't say that.
Bro,
I can't say that.
Say anything.
I look very like not good, you know. I'm sure I got made fun of, but like I don't care because you know it's like I'm doing it because it shows school spirit, you know. And everybody was laughing, you know. Everybody told me I look nice.
Yeah, you did look good, bro. Like I liked your outfit. Personally,
I wouldn't wear it again unless I'm getting in the job interview. But you know, yeah. I mean, I don't care about the award. I just want to be recognized. Especially if I lose to Hernan, I don't care. If I lose to Angel Esparza, then
Angel, if you're watching this, bro, you got some competition.
I'm
bro.
gonna grab a tomato and throw it on stage if that happens, bro. I'm being so serious.
That's funny, bro.
Being so serious.
Bro, I gotta get back. I gotta get him back on here with you, bro. I think that would be funny. I think that would be a good episode.
That'd be funny.
All three of us, huh?
Yeah, I think it'd be funny.
But
yeah, let's get back.
But yeah, so that's like one of the things I wanted to talk about is greed, and I'm really glad we talked about it because you know it made me realize that like I actually need to be happy because if I'm happy for other people, then I feel like I'm gonna get positive energy and positive outcomes in the future. Whatever you put in, you get out. You know what I mean? Like, what's that saying? Is like whatever you
whatever you put out is what you'll.
No. It's like whatever you reap, you sow.
What you reap, you sow. Yeah.
Yeah, what you reap. Bible, exactly. That's exactly whatever you reap. I 100%.
I 100% think that. Like, I think that goes with like anything. Like if I, for example. Oh, I'll give you a true story that happened.
Yeah. Tell us.
So,
all right, story time, guys. Let's do it.
At the mall, the Ontario Mills.
Okay.
There's a mall called Ontario Mills near where we live. Not near, like 20 minutes away. But there's like those like croc charm stores like in the center of all of them. It's like 10, and I bought like 4 of them. It was a Yankees pin or a charm, and then a few other ones that I really wanted. Spent like $20 or whatever I spent. I think it was like $20. And then there was an Angels one, and I didn't want to buy it. And I was like, I'll just steal it from my girlfriend. Right? I stole it. When I went back home, I realized all the ones I paid for, I lost, and the only one I had was the one I stole. And I was like, you son of a gun. Oh.
Damn.
Oh, I really reaped what I sowed right there. That was the first time I ever stole too. Damn. And I was like, what the heck? This is worth like 10 cents. But, it's not the price. It's a principle,
Exactly. What were you telling me about the principle, bro? Because I know this morning.
Oh yeah.
So because let's talk about this because I wanna make the air.
Shout out
clear.
Brian.
You guys know Brian. He's my original OG cameraman, and he will continue to be my cameraman in the future.
In GCU.
That's the the college I'll be going to. But anyways, so right.
Do you want to start it?
You start.
Okay. So, this guy right here, before our big final
Alex,
in economics class.
Please.
Or no, before, we're making fun of Brian because he always brings this big old water bottle to school every day. Since I've known him in freshman year, he's always brought that water bottle.
It's an orange hydro flask, right? Yeah, it's a hydro flask, right?
I think it's a hydro flask.
Yeah,
we always make fun of him. And he's like, And he's like, I need my water, right? He's always like that, always saying that. And, we're making fun of him, but while we were doing that, he was drinking water. And Brian wanted to make sure he finished his final because we had senior ditch day that Friday, and it was a 3-day final because it was long. So Brian came to our class to be able to finish it, and it was Wednesday or Thursday.
I'll be right back. Keep telling the story. I'll be right back.
It was Wednesday or Thursday. I don't really remember, but we were doing the final. Brian was thirsty. He was like stressed out over the final, and he went to go drink his water, and he then realized that it was empty because he drank all the water, and he got mad. I remember I heard like a slam on the desk. Obviously this sounds like kind of gay with this one. Sorry, that's very mean. I shouldn't say that. But it sounded like loud. Like I was like, what the heck was that? And I was like, oh, just nothing much. And then when we went to senior ditch day, is when I found out we were all eating at this pasta spot in California Adventure Park. It was like a school internship field trip that happened to be on this day, but we went there because it was free. And I asked him to drink some water because I didn't want to pay like $5 for water there. And he's like, "Hey, don't drink my water like Cardon." And then our teacher, Chef Adam, was dying of laughter, and he was telling us what happened in his class. That when he got in class, he was like, "That N-word, he drank all my damn water." And I guess it was the way he said it there. He was laughing, and it was just super funny. We're all laughing. Angel was there.
Yeah.
He sounded like a freaking like a gay saxophone, laughing. Chef Adam sounded like Elmo, and even the girls who knew nothing about it were dying of laughter. And it was super funny. And then I recorded a little bit of it. And then after I stopped recording, and then we're still laughing. It was one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah. And
then we confronted this guy about it.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, this is me personally, right? If someone were to drink my water, the whole thing, I wouldn't mind, because there's a whole water fountain, literally, down the hall from my classroom, and I could refill it, or I could just buy myself a new water bottle, right? But some people are different, and they get their butt hurt, and that's what happened in this case, right? I don't want to say anything bad, but he just got mad that I drank his water. I don't blame him, because that wasn't mine. And Brian, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Please, I'm sorry, but I just probably got too comfortable, maybe. Right?
He's my roommate. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he is my roommate.
But
no, you're good. But in my opinion, I didn't see anything wrong with it. But I see. I put myself in another shoe, and I see how he would react to it. And I apologize.
I was telling Hernan, it's not the fact
that
it's water.
That I finished it. It's the principle of it.
The principle.
And I do understand it now. And my bad.
And then Brian, he crashes out a little bit.
Yeah, but it wasn't mine, and it wasn't mine to finish. So yeah, I apologize, Brian, for that. But in my opinion, if someone else were drinking my water and they finish it, bro, I'll freaking buy myself another water. I wouldn't care, because it's just water. You know what I mean? But it's the principle of what how Marco said. It's not the actually water. It's the principle. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to take a break real quick. And then as soon as we get back, we'll continue our thing. Hello everyone, welcome back from our little break. We got some water, refresh our throats, or
Whoa. Pause.
Rewind, resume. Alrighty. So I know that we just finished talking about greed and envy, which was, a really good conversation.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I really learned a lot from it, just even from talking about it and from listening to Marco and his examples.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I
okay.
rubbed dirt on my eye on accident.
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway. But anyways.
Sorry.
No, you're good, buddy. So, anyways, I want to get back into, I want to talk about a little about, I think it's called wrath, right?
Wrath, yeah.
Wrath. So, tell me, because I don't really know too much about wrath. Tell me what wrath is.
I think wrath is like revenge.
Okay, so revenge. We all know what revenge is,
Yeah.
So, what do you think about revenge, bro? What do you think about people getting revenge when, they're mad at someone else, or when someone did dirty to someone else? What do you think about revenge?
I think it's not good. You might feel good temporarily, but at the end you'll probably feel bad. And even if some people will be like, "Oh, sorry," and some people will be like, "Oh, I don't feel bad. They got what they deserve," and whoop de whoop. But it's still it's an ugly feeling. It's an ugly feeling to have. Like men. I know men.
Mm-hmm.
We can't. I feel like men, something they struggle with is anger. Yeah. All men, I think anger is something that all men really, really, really struggle with. Some more than others, but every man gets super angry. Girls get angry too, but men
Do you think revenge comes with anger and even sadness too? If you're really sad and depressed, you would want to get revenge too. Do you think that's sad can people can get revenge from being sad?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I know.
I think maybe being cheated on, would that count as being? I think that's sad and anger.
I think that's just mixed emotions. I think it's angry and then sad into one big ball.
Breakup.
Being
broken up with is sad. Some people when they get broken up with, they start sleeping around, smoking, drinking.
They just start doing bad habits.
Yeah, they start doing bad habits, and they're sleeping around.
Habits, yeah.
I'm getting revenge, but it's you're not getting revenge. You're
I feel like you're getting
you're fooling yourself.
Yeah.
100%. I honestly think the best revenge is no revenge at all. If that makes sense, is you being happy, you praying for that person. Yeah. Let's say Hernan, he burned down my Raider flag, right?
Hell yeah!
And
I'm just going.
And I was like, let me take revenge. Let me burn down his Charger flag, or something dumb. Obviously you can make it more intense, but I'm trying to not make it dark. Let's say he did me dirty, and I was like, you know what? Let's say, I don't know. He killed my dog. Let's say he killed my dog.
Bro, what are these examples?
Sorry.
No, you go.
Let's say he killed my dog, and...
But why would I want to kill a dog? I have two of my own dogs, bro. No.
Either I can go and kill his dog back, or... This is not the best example, but you guys know what I'm trying to get at, Or I could pray for him, I think the best revenge is just loving that person, and obviously you got to be firm and strong. If they did me really, really, if someone did me really, really, really dirty, I have to be strong and firm with them, but I still have to love them. I still have to pray for them.
Yeah. Do you know this term called killing with kindness?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
What does that that saying mean to you? I feel like it kind of relates to what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. So what do you think? When people, even that song, "Killing with Kindness," Yeah, okay, you guys know what I'm saying. But you don't know that song?
Never heard of it,
bro. After this podcast, bro. Even during this podcast, bro, I'll put you on, bro.
All right.
I think it's Ariana Grande. I think.
Yeah.
But what does that you know?
I mean, I think it's like pretty straightforward. But I think I think it does tie in with what we're saying. You know, like if someone's doing you dirty, or if someone's bullying you, if someone's speaking out of your name, if you're a guy and your girl hits you, you know, like you being calm and collective. I know you'll probably be angry inside, but if you're like cool, if you're like, you know what, that's fine. Have a good rest of your day. Or you know what, Jesus loves you.
Yeah.
Or I'll pray for you. You know, that will make them more mad. Instead, you know, and I think just being kind, not showing any negative emotion is really like the best thing. I think honestly, like faking it till you make it is like the best thing I could say.
Mm-hmm.
Like faking that you're okay, faking. This is how bad. That actually sounds bad. Like if but like
No,
faking,
but like it actually works though. Like
faking that you're okay with someone dissing you and saying, "Oh, I love you, bro." Like don't trip.
yeah.
You know, even though it hurts you inside, you saying it will make them be like, you know what? That's like that wasn't like something cool. You know, like let's say I disrespected him and he was like, "Oh, you know what? That's fine, bro. Like don't trip." It would make me second guess for what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it'd make me want to apologize, you know, so I think...
Oh, 100%, bro. I agree with you. I actually found the song because I kind of want to prove you wrong. So I'm going to play it for you guys. Actually, no, I can't because I'm going to get copyrighted. But it's called Kill Them with Kindness by Selena Gomez. Because I don't want to get copyrighted, guys. Sorry. Right. But I'll show him after. And then,
Alright, bet that.
But yeah, bro, I agree with you. I think that, you know, if I love that example that you just said, you know, if someone is, you know, disrespecting someone else and that person is, you know, telling them, oh, bro, like, it's okay, you know, or, you know, just saying like kind words. And yeah, bro, like you're killing them kindness. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, you know, for example, right? I work at In-N-Out. And, you know, some customers, they could be really harsh in a way, you know. They're just having a bad day, you know, and sometimes they could come off as a little rude. And so us as, you know, as associates and workers, we have to, you know, kill the customers with kindness so we can make their day at least a little better, you know. I mean, when I work, I tell everybody have a blessed day after I interact with them. And then, you know, most of the time I say that to people, it makes their day. And then like it shows you, like it shows that their, you know, their day is better because it lightens up their mood, their face, and you're like, oh, you have a blessed day as well. Thank you so much for telling me that. I really need that. That's what, you know, they tell me a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, being a bigger person too is it's a good thing too. I mean, I had a really, really bad situation a while back, freshman year, and it was just really bad, and I was like really, really low in my life at that time. And then, you know, I had this really bad enemy that just kept talking a lot like bad things to me about my family. And, you know, all I did was just kill them kindness. I was just telling them, oh, you know, I'm gonna have a good future, because they're just talking about like me not having, being like me being a nobody, and me being a bad person, or me being like, oh, like I'm not supposed to say this, but like a shit person and all that. But I was like, nah. You know, I'm gonna have a future. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna, you know, make all that negative to a positive. You know, I'm gonna build myself up because, you know, that's who I am, and that's what I'm gonna do. And as soon as, you know, that happened, a couple months later, boom, I made this podcast. And I feel like, you know, I've been growing with this podcast. I've been becoming a better person with this podcast. And I'm really blessed that, you know, I get this opportunity to record these episodes with, you know, with my guests, with my best friend too. And having, you know, my other friends, my other best friends as my cameraman to help me out. And that's why I'm like I always say like I'm always blessed that they're always here for me because they honestly they always help me. They're like every time I ask for help, like Marco, Alex, they're always here for me, and I really appreciate them. I appreciate all my other friends. You know, I couldn't do it without you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen
Yeah.
your improvement in yourself while you make these videos or the posts and stuff. I see, like, even when you're upset and you're writing something down, you always like apply it to your life or apply it to that moment. And I also feel like the few people that do watch these videos and the ones that like read every day, every post and stuff, I think they help you be more like consistent, because you're always like, oh no, I gotta post like every
No,
other
yeah,
Friday,
literally, I gotta
post,
stay accountable, and I gotta,
Yeah.
just keep doing it. It doesn't matter how I feel, like.
Well, I'll tell you right now, from an outside perspective, that Hernan isn't a nobody, that he is somebody.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and-
That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So, oh man, I really love these conversations. These are good. So, to our next topic, let's talk about Bible Club.
Yeah, it's Bible Club.
So, my past guest, Davon, the King interview, Davon, he was also in the Bible Club with us, but,
Yeah.
me and Marco were the ones that that were really consistent with it, and then we were really like involved in
Yeah.
it. We were always asking questions. We were always learning. We were always reading the Bible. We
Yep.
were always just involved. So, bro, did you like the Bible Club? Tell me
Yeah,
your opinion on the Bible Club,
I
bro.
liked
Like
it
how
a lot.
it was.
I liked it a lot. Angel, who we talked like 10 times about during this. Sorry.
Here you go.
During this interview, and who has been a guest here because I recorded it. I remember.
He was the cameraman of that episode.
He started it, and I was like, it was him, and I was like, I remember I was telling the teacher who did like approve us to do it. I was like, oh, we should have a Bible club. And she's like, you know what? Like she's like, well, we are having one. Me and Angel said we're gonna do one. I was like, oh, that's good. That's good. So it was like me and like Angel like were the heads, and then church stopped Angel from coming because when we changed the day, it happened to have been the day that Angel has church, and every other day is when me and him have church. So like, and everybody else at church. So it was like, we're gonna sacrifice everybody else from coming or one person from coming. So I guess Angel passed me the mantle to be like the leader of that club.
Yeah.
And then me and Hernan would always go. Davon would go. A few other people would go too, but they were like either really shy or really like, or we didn't. I don't know. Or they wanted to go a few times,
Mm-hmm.
But I liked it a lot. I think it was very good, very accountable.
Did you learn a lot from the Bible?
Yeah, I think it was like little thing. It was like, cause we read like a chapter and a half, or I'm not chapter and a half, 2 chapters, chapter 2, when doing it. But I think during those moments, it really did help us,
Yeah, I think that it helped me a lot. I think that it made me realize. I feel like it helped me learn more about Jesus and the importance of knowing Jesus. I feel like because the stories that our classmates and our peers had was very like inspiring. I think their stories were really like damn, like it's like because the stories were really like really tough and really hard. Like it was even hard for them to say it. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, the testimonies.
Yeah, and I think it inspired me to improve my faith more, and I feel like just because of that club, it made me go to church more. It made me, become more of a man of God, in my opinion. So I feel like because the reason why I talk about the Bible club is because it's like a big part of me, and I
Yeah.
love to talk, even talk about it,
Yeah.
And I want to thank, our teachers for always doing the Bible club and always showing up for us no matter what. And no matter how many people go to it, they always show up for us.
Yep. Shout out Profe Amaro and Miss Horton.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Hopefully you guys see this episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know we're going towards the end of this episode, but I don't know if anybody else has asked you questions, but I want to ask you a few questions yourself.
Okay. Yeah, no worries, bro.
This is a good questionnaire. I don't know what to ask questions, but I know I want to ask questions. It's also good to know our hosts as well. I might only ask like 2 or 3.
Dude, you're good, bro. Ask me anything, bro.
But what do you think about graduation? Like, how do you feel?
I get this question a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I get this question a lot. But I'm excited but nervous, to be honest, to graduate, going closer to being on our own. I feel like it's nerve-wracking, of course, because we've been of course living under our parents' roof, and we just been, I feel like our lives has been like this, and then once we graduate, we're gonna see this, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like our eyes are gonna expand, and we're gonna, have more responsibilities. We're gonna have more, we're gonna, people are gonna have jobs more, our age. We're gonna have jobs, and we're gonna just have more responsibilities. I already have, responsibilities, but it doesn't mean I'm not gonna have more.
Yeah.
And it's our job to balance it. It's our job to, to be responsible to go to our responsibilities. And, when we go to college, when you go to your missionary, we're going to live on our own. We're going to be independent. And that's just, the things I'm really, excited for. Just being independent. That's, the really most thing I'm excited for.
Yep. Another question I have is you can be honest.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
So our friend group, it's mainly I know there's more people that are in our friend group, I guess. Mm-hmm. But our main friend group is you, me, Alex, Davon, Abraham, and Brian. The 6 of us, 6 guys.
Yeah.
We've done almost everything together: beach, lake house, or land. Especially you, me, and Alex. But 6 of us, we're like a little squad right there.
Yeah.
Do you think after high school we're still gonna be friends?
I really hope so. I really do. I think that you're the glue to our friend group. I'm not gonna lie. I think that since after missionary, since you're gonna be here, you're gonna glue everybody back together in our friend group. You're like the person that will bring everybody together. Yeah. If that makes sense. So I really do hope so, because our friend group is really it's really good, and it's very positive. We want nothing but the best for our groups, and it's very genuine. And that's why I love our friendships. It's very genuine. And it's hard to find these kind of friendships, because most friendships, they tend to use you, and they tend to, talk shit behind your back, and they tend to do all these bad things. But, I'm really grateful for the friends I have, for the people I have in my circle, and yeah.
All right, and last question. Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I think that team will.
I think
18-0.
I think I gotta sneak over here and edit the Raider logo up there real quick. The Chargers are not winning it. They're not winning.
Nah, I think we're gonna have a good season. I think that Jim Harbaugh is gonna do good this season. We upgraded the Chargers, bro. We got a lot of good rookies. I would love to talk about football more, But yeah, I think the Chargers are gonna do good.
All right, man.
That's
all
all.
the questions I have for you, man.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this episode, coming this far, because I know this is such a long episode. But I'm really happy and blessed at the position I'm in right now. Thank you, Marco, for coming on, bro.
Well, thank you for inviting me, man.
Bro, of course, you'll always be my best friend. One of like the people I'm really close with, and hope you guys have an amazing, blessed night. And of course, if you guys want to watch more, subscribe, turn on notifications.
Yes, sir,
And then,
yes, sir.
put in the comments positive feedback or just anything, any questions or just anything that you guys want to yap or talk about. I'm
Yes, sir,
always
yes, sir.
replying to the comments. So, of course, and again, Hernan out. Stay blessed.
Peace out.